Good evening. At this time of graduation, with this sense of freedom, it is important to remember the things we have learned these past years. Sure, thanks to group projects, we've learned how to float on cardboard, fly kites with trash bags, and how to read Shakespeare's greatest works by third period. But what can we really pick out as most important from these past 13 years of learning? Personally, I've started ranking my classes based upon how many points they earn me when I'm playing Jeopardy from my couch. But you ask, wouldn't that finally prove that phys ed is useless? And to that I say yes, because we all know it is far more likely that we will star in Jeopardy than develop heart disease due to poor diet and exercise. On a serious note, however, these projects are the kinds of lessons that have proven to be important these past years. Though a cardboard boat holds no use aside from lost and castaway, the building process was a learning experience with renewable benefits. All of these group projects over the years are entirely necessary to develop acute organization skills and to learn the art of compromise. In a world where everything is controversial, even our own government is polarized, it is less and less likely that simply having a good idea will make you a leader. You will meet opposition and competition in every ambition you pursue. And how you interact with others will determine exactly how much support and success you yield. Behind every great achievement, you will find an even greater team. I strongly believe that the world needs more teams, in an age where humankind is at war with itself. Imagine if the universe were a single team working for the betterment of mankind. Now that's a noble idea. I know undoubtedly I would not be standing here today if it were not for the loving support of my teams. Sure enough, my cross-country teammates have been strengthening me since we began high school 1,600 miles of practice runs ago, and my coaches have taught me more about life than running, and I thank them. But on a much larger scale, I have learned even more from interacting with my classmates. As a class, what's important is how we interact with one another and what we've learned from one another. So here's what I've learned from my peers over the years. My classmates have taught me that our individual quirks and differences are what determine our strength. Working as a team often means identifying the weakest link and either replacing it or welding it back together. Rather than being replaced, I have been lucky enough to be remolded with the heat of criticism many times. But ultimately, one must be able to find these flaws oneself. Human imperfections. In elementary school, we used to check under our beds periodically for monsters. In middle school, we would routinely check our empty pantries for Rice Krispie treats. And now in high school, we check our Twitter feeds every second, even though nothing ever happens in York. Humility is admitting you still do all three. But on the bright side, it is the human capacity for hope and imagination which brings us to all of these routines. If I've learned anything from my peers, it's to never take yourself too seriously and to dream confidently. Confidence. Helen Gunn has taught me that the cumulative total of many low-confidence students equals a single group with high confidence. This math behind the don't fail cheer speaks for itself as to why it was needed for every calculus test this year. But it saved us all from failing anyways. That's the thing about a team. You succeed as a team, fail as a team, win and lose as a team. All it takes is confidence. Last year, I sat in the audience as the president of the class of 2012 confidently bragged about having the best PSSA scores. Now, a year later, we have proven him wrong, as I am certain we have the best PSSA scores of all time. Partly because the PSSAs have been removed and replaced by the Keystone exams, but more so because I am confident in the team of peers which has challenged me and every other member of our class to better ourselves. I see a class before me glowing with satisfaction, which speaks volumes for a group which never stops setting higher goals. No, self-motivated, we did not need or want to be taught to a test, especially since we can't chant SAT scores at basketball games anymore. You are all York's actual finest, and I hope you realize this diploma does not give you self-worth, but reflects it. It's already there. That's how you earned it. At a time when college apps expect autobiographical essays to be so short you can't do justice to your life in the womb, I've had to reflect upon my own self-worth this year. What parts of my life are important? Any? Ultimately, I learned that life events are not a reflection of your self-worth, because we all know life is not fair. Justice will occasionally fail, good will not always be evil, and destiny will destroy some dreams. But it is your job to persevere without losing faith. And if others must doubt you from behind your back, it just means you're already a few steps ahead. Without a doubt, your years here have already given you a head start on your grand ambitions to come. As we look into the future, I am reminded of a Chinese proverb Sophia Sadok once shared with me. An invisible thread connects those who are destined to meet, regardless of time, place, or circumstance. The thread may stretch or tangle, but it will never break. I'd like to thank the red string that brought me here, my parents. But on behalf of the entire senior class, I am thanking all families. We are forever grateful for the support you have given us since day one. Moms and dads, friends and guardians, we tangle your metaphorical red strings of life in knots every day, but you're always still there to pull us along. We love you so much. To my classmates, I know your red strings of fate have all tangled a lot in the past few years. But remember, a huge red knot will always unite us where we spent our teenage years. You, my class, are the best team I ever had. And I hope, as the Chinese proverb teaches, that Suburban has been a meaningful twist on your way to fate. Congratulations, and best wishes to all of you.
Alicia, if you could come back up one moment. It's my honor to present you with this plaque as co-valedictorian of our class. Congratulations.